My name is Innis Casey. I'm from Los Angeles, California. 26 years old. Graduated from college in communications. And from there, that's when my music career started, basically, after moving to Mexico City and learning the language. I fell in love with the sounds of the language and the Latin sounds, and decided that I would dedicate myself singing in Spanish. My first album came out in 2000 and basically exploded all over Latin America, and it was something I never expected. It's all in Spanish. My second album, with the success from that album, I was able to release another album even more internationally, going into the United States, the Hispanic market there, and also now Europe. That album is called Esporti, and with the release here in Turkey, and I'm going to be doing duets, you know, going to all kinds of countries, Arabia, Russia, Hungary, Spain, Greece, Italy. It goes on and on, so the doors are really open for me in that sense.
Imagino que tus pasos se acercan despacito, que tu aroma solitario se queda con el mío.
My first album is self-titled, Innis, and the first release of that album was called Dime Donde, Dime Cuando. I wrote there's two English versions on that album that I wrote. One of them was for that song. I had 5 top singles throughout Latin America from that album. I worked with incredibly talented people. Kiko Cibrian was one of the producers of that album, and also Mariano Perez. It's an album all in Spanish except the English versions that I wrote. It's romantic, much more pop, much more upbeat. It's an album that has a lot of everything, and that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be a good variety to apply to a lot of different markets throughout Latin America. From that album, I made 3 videos, which were very interesting, all very different from one another. What I liked most about that album, too, was that it really represented, at that time in my life, who I was. I was able to be a part of all the decision-making, the artwork of the album, the kind of videos I wanted to shoot, the types of songs I wanted to sing. And I had to be able to believe that, or not necessarily believe that, but be able to be a part of that and be a part of the songs and the lyrics for the other people to believe.
Yo daría cualquier cosa por estar contigo, aunque sé que tú me ignoras, aún no estoy vencido.
The second album is titled Esporti, which means it's for you. It's an album entirely in Spanish. It's more upbeat. It represents my growth as an artist. You notice it in my voice and in the style of music. There's lots of Latin sounds on it as well. Has one of the best percussion bands that I got to record with, Harem. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing also, is collaborating with other artists in my career from other countries. This is my album, Esporti, and there's 13 tracks on it. It's an album that obviously represents who I am. There's all kinds of great songs on it. One of them was El Hechizo de tus Ojos. I got to record that song with one of the most amazing percussion groups. There's another song on there called Eres Tú, and that's the song I'm going to be taking to other countries. It's like the duet song, and it's fabulous. There's other songs on this album as well. For example, Una Noche Loca. It's got a really sexy, sensual sound, great Latin rhythms as well. One of the songs I wrote on the album is called By My Side. Of course, there's the Latin version on the album because it's all in Spanish. It's called Di que no es así. Turned out really cool. With this album, I also had the opportunity to work with great producers from all over the place. Estefano, Jorge Alvarez, Kiko Cibrian, Jose Luis Pagan, Rudy Perez. It was amazing.
Vueltas y vueltas a mi alrededor y no me entero, no me entero.
I've already made 2 videos with this album. One of them was Vueltas y Vueltas, and the other one is El Hechizo de tus ojos. Both very different, turned out great.
Paso la vida casi en agonía. Tú mientras tanto eres solo fantasía. Yo daría cualquier cosa por estar contigo. Porque sé que tú me ignoras, aún no estoy vencido.
I've also had guest appearances on some soap operas in Latin America and as well in the United States, for example, Bold and the Beautiful. There's a song on this album, Mi Amor es un Pecado, which is also one of the theme songs for a Spanish telenovela. Being from Los Angeles, California, I love the ocean. I lived by it my whole life. I love to surf. It's one of my things I do to kind of escape and relax. If I'm not doing that, though, or not working or singing, I'm painting, I'm playing my guitar, I'm creating. I love to create, and I think that's who I am more than anything.
Hay un abismo entre nosotros y caigo poco a poco. Quisiera estar en tu lugar, burlándome de todo. Y no me puedo controlar, me traes a tu